What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Young and Cool. Today we're looking at 7 kids movies that were banned forever. At number 7, Taming Party.
We gotta move. Why? Shh.
Zootopia is one of the more subtle commentaries on racism. The team managed to create a substantial amount of parallels with real life without needing to be too overt with the symbolism. It works as a simple cartoon for children while offering something deeper for those willing to search. The Blu-ray version of Zootopia contained a documentary on the developmental process that includes mention of a deleted scene described as the taming party. For the single moment, any solidity is slung out the window as predators try to keep their natural instincts in check by wearing shock collars. Thankfully, this concept was binned before the final cut, and the movie is all the better for it. The idea is rather uncomfortable and might have pushed Zootopia over the edge. At number 6, The Funeral That Should Have Been.
Put them up on that hook! Use that escape-proof tune rope!
The majority of this list mentions scenes or sequences that probably would have hurt the overall quality of the final product. The planned funeral sequence for Who Framed Roger Rabbit is an exception to the pattern. Robert Zemeckis' 1988 hybrid is nearly flawless, and the sequence would have just been the icing on the cake. A storyboard is available, which we recommend checking out, illustrating the ambitious nature of the segment. Popeye, Bluto, Felix the Cat, Goofy, and many other iconic characters show up to pay their respects to Marvin Acme's memory. Despite the rough edges of the pictures, the emotional impact of the sequence is crystal clear for everyone to see. There are many reasons why this might have been cut, including copyright issues, but we wish the studio managed to pull it off. At number 5, Song of the South. Duh.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my.
Disney really wet the bed with this one. Song of the South is infamous for the way it sugarcoats life on a plantation during the 1800s. Based on Joel Chandler Harris's collection of Uncle Remus's stories, the movie follows James Baskett's Remus as he entertains a 7-year-old boy with whimsical stories. The plot takes place after slavery was abolished, a fact that is crystal clear in the book but not in the film adaptation. Walt Disney always wanted to showcase Uncle Remus on the big screen, but Song of the South was hardly a smart way to go about it. While some critics did praise the feature for its artistic metric, many believe that Disney's portrayal was offensive and propaganda. Although Song of the South was re-released a handful of times, it is hardly considered a positive moment in the studio's history. At number 4, banned for non-democratic reasons.
Get up there with that lady that's up on top of this Capitol dome. That lady that stands for liberty.
Okay, this is probably stretching the definition of what counts as a children's movie to its absolute limit. 1939's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is considered one of the greatest movies of all time and was nominated for 11 Academy Awards. When a new U.S. Senator has to be picked, the governor decides to follow his children's advice and selects Jefferson Smith, the leader of the Boy Rangers. This political comedy drama deals with corruption, hopefulness, and pushes the concept of democracy. Due to the turbulent time period, some countries were against the thought of showing a film which suggested that democracy might actually be a good thing. Washington was as far as Mr. Smith was going to get, as it was banned in Nazi Germany, Italy, Soviet Russia, and even Spain. At number 3, even Scar needs love.
Zazu, why am I not loved?
As the 90s skated by, Disney's animated features simultaneously got darker and sillier. The Hunchback of Notre Dame offered the best and worst of both worlds, highlighted by a fantastic villain in Frollo. The Justice Minister was driven purely by lust as he coveted the flesh of Esmeralda. This resulted in a handful of the studio's most unsettling sequences, which were promptly ruined by the antics of 3 annoying gargoyles. This might come as a surprise to some, but this is not the first time that forced marriage found its way into a Disney script. The Lion King originally was going to include a sequence where Scar tries to make Nala his bride. Presumably this was removed because it was deemed too excessive for children. Looking back, it might have given Scar something to do after he was crowned king. At number 2, dictators are no laughing matter.
Ambassador, Ciccolini and Pinky are here.
No, these are my spies. Show them in. Wait outside.
Among the pioneering comedians, the Marx Brothers were the bad boys. Like Charlie Chaplin, their anarchist productions love to poke fun at a political regime and society in general. Duck Soup is largely considered their crowning achievement, as Groucho Marx is at its absolute best and an arrogant diplomat who delivers nothing but backhanded comments. The mirror scene easily sits among the most recreated cinematics of all time. The 1933 comedy holds up extremely well. The movies were already prohibited in Germany, but Duck Soup ended up rustling the feathers of another fascist leader. Due to the way it parodied war and dictators, Mussolini banned the hilarious film in Italy. And finally, at number 1, The Little Mermaid's Perky Minister. Describing these two blatant images as symbolic or overt is just pushing it. They're hiding in plain sight and not in a particularly covert manner. The Little Mermaid was primarily marketed towards young girls, so the inclusion of a lively old minister and a rather suggestive poster was slightly ill-advised. Do not get us wrong, it is great that the geezer still has a zest of life, but everything has a time and a place. Surprisingly, a G-rated cartoon about a mermaid prince is not one of them, and it did not take long for people to notice the little surprise. When Disney smoothed out the minister for any future releases, the poster was also changed to remove any symbols. Honestly, we almost admire the animator for taking this unnecessary risk. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video of Young and Cool. If you enjoyed, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe and have a fantastic day.